everyone, Zach from Zach's Model Rare Reviews. Welcome back to another video. I've got another review. Today it's going to be on this. It's the Hornby Southern Suburban 1957 train pack. This is a limited edition of 2,500. I don't know if you can see the certificate there, if I can get it in a shot. I think it's a limited edition of... It's a Great British Train. Apparently, yep, Great British Trains limited edition. So, yeah, this is one of Hornby's slightly older ones. As you can see up there, it says a Great British Train. So this is one of Hornby's much more older models. Yeah, I think these were released in around 2011, 2012. So a good long while ago, yeah. But obviously it's pretty once again with the Southern Suburban 1938, sorry about that I showed around Christmas, and the Master Cutler train set that I also showed. I'll put links to those videos in the description. This is once again a limited edition, so I'm really lucky to have the amount of limited editions that I do, really. Since obviously these are quite tricky to find on places like eBay, Amazon, since, you know, these were made 8 years ago, around then, and yeah, they're pretty rare now, so I'm quite lucky to have one. So there's a look at the back. Now it does come. Now there is a coach pack available, but because of the space of my layout is my current layout is it's a 17 by 2. Except when we moved into this house, the garage was too small, so I've had to take off one of. There should be a fiddle yard at both ends of my layout, but I've had to take one off because of the garage is just literally 1 foot too small, just 1 foot. But yeah, so as I say, like I wouldn't be able to fit the train, well, like the original train pack, which is 3 coaches and the engine, plus the 3 coaches that would come in the train pack. So that would be 6 coaches. That's nearly double my platform length. 7 coaches would be double my platform. Well, my platform on that is only really meant for a train, like a locomotive and 3 coaches, or probably a fairly big goods train. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't have the coach pack. Obviously, there are lots of trains there are lots of limited editions like this that come with like the train 3 coaches that have a coach pack. I think the Master Cutler has a coach pack. So does the Southern Suburban that I reviewed. But as I said, there will be links to those in the description. But now, on with the review, everybody. So here is the locomotive out the box. I did forget to mention it's a schools class number 30924, and its name is Haileybury. So this is a schools class built by the Southern Railway, and this was in the BR Black with the early crest on its tender. Right there. So starting with the details. So this locomotive has got plenty of details to spare, but you know, you should never spare detail on a model like this. So here's a look at the slide bars. Once again, they are really, really shiny on this engine. Obviously, the slide bars would get fairly dirty depending on how long the train has gone without a polish or anything like that. So here's a look at some of the valve gear. Little zoom in. Now I'm not too sure what this is, but I think it's a I don't know if it's horse shots or wall shots valve gear, one of the two. But yeah, it's one of those. Up here, all schools classes had these. I don't know exactly what they are. I think they're some kind of drain system. The box doesn't tell anything about it. It says about the train. Obviously, this wasn't really a named train. It was just literally a Southern Suburban train, which would take people to work, and from that. Yeah, here's a look at the top. You can see the safety valves. That's the whistle right there. Those are the safety valves. So this black livery looks really, really nice. Obviously, it's quite crisp, and yeah. So here's a look at that. Another look at here. And as you can tell, it also says 5p, which was the BR classification for these locomotives. 5p obviously meant that, there were no 9p's, I don't think, but, well, yeah, there were 9p's, but there weren't 10p's. It's basically the power classification for passenger locomotives. So these came in at a 5p, which isn't it's about middle scale. They could pull express trains as they were originally built for express trains on the Southern Railway between Nine Elms, but from Nine Elms, but they're not all that powerful, but this Hornby model certainly is. It's fairly powerful, actually. It's really impressive considering how old it is. Just a look. Now, the coal load, funnily enough, sweet talk it, is removable. Now, I don't know if Hornby did this so you could actually fit real coal into this, because most of the coal loads on my other locomotives aren't removable. They are literally fitted down. So, obviously, for people who fit your engines with real coal, that would be a bit of a struggle. But this locomotive is actually pretty convenient because the coal just pops right out. So you could so if you were putting real coal into this engine, like a lot of people do who take their lads to exhibitions or just want a bit more realism, they send it off to people like TMC and Grimy Times who do it for them. But yeah. Anyway, back to the detailing. Here's a look at the front. You can see all the rivets on there. That hole is where the drain pipe would go into. Now, I don't actually have that fitted since this locomotive didn't come with it. Oh no, there's one at the top right there. Never noticed that until now. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, the buffers. Are sprung. If I do it from the side, it might be a bit better. Yeah, that's a better look at it. Yeah, so a look at the inside. Once again, I'm going to turn the flash off, but you can see the injector in there. So if you give me a moment, I'll get my flash and then I'll show you inside the cab. Here we go. So right in the middle you can see the regulator, the water injectors right above it. You can see the smaller injector in front of, behind, depending on which way you're looking at, in front of the larger one. You can see the firebox there. This locomotive, unlike Prince Palatine, doesn't have the little open bits at the top. But yeah, so this locomotive actually has a good bit of detail. Just to end. You can see all the lamp irons, the coupling hook and the other drain pipe. Yeah, this locomotive is really full of detail, as I say. It's a really nice model. So on with the first coach. So it is the first class coach. Now, before I do get to mention, these are Maunsell design coaches, which is funny because the designer of the schools class was Richard Maunsell, and he also designed this style of coach. So that's interesting. So you can tell it's first class because it's got the ones right here, just like the Master Cutler coaches. You can see the first class areas in there. The signs are also right there. Once again, all the handles are separately fitted or painted. One of the two. And they look really, really nice. So here's a look at the top. You can see all the rivets, just like the Master Cutler again. And at the front, you can see the door, the buffers. Oh, they are sprung, right. Now this one has got the number, this coach has got S5636S. Now, a little fact, coaches, when British Railways took over all the companies, coaches were all given classifications. The London North Eastern coaches were E, and then however many digits, and then E again, like E12612E, just for an example. The Southern Railway, obviously like here, were obviously here like S5636S. The Great Western Railway, where I think were either GW GW or just W W. So and obviously the LMS would be like M or like MT . I think some of them were. So yeah, now for the second class coach or the third class coach. So it is the third class coach, and this one again it's not too similar from the last one. Sorry if I was a bit quiet there. So it's got the separately fitted door handles. And obviously all the detailing at the top. This one is S771S. And once again at the front or the back here, respectively. Just notice that this one has something there. I'm not quite sure if I can get my camera focused on it. Oh no, there we go. Don't quite know what that means. If anyone knows, put it in the comments, please. And now we'll get onto the brake coach. So here's the funnel coach. Once again, it's got a different configuration of windows. Now this one, actually, once again, I forgot to mention this, but it does have the no smoking signs, which you can see right there. And these ones are first class as well. That's interesting. Well, they've also got the ones there. Now this window is being blanked out. I think that might be where the toilet is. Because obviously coaches had toilets back then, you know. Let's look at the top. Now, the rear, I think only the rear of Southern Railway coaches had this number as well. It would have like a 3-figure number. This one's is 273. I've just had a check. It's only the guards coaches that had this. So yeah, it says right here as well. Guard. So yeah, now time for a brief history of the schools classes. So the schools classes were designed by Richard Maunsell. They were a smaller version of the predecessors of the class, Lord Nelson locomotives, but also incorporated a lot of the features from the similar King Arthur classes. So a total of 40 of the class were produced at Eastleigh Works between 1930 and 1935. 3 are in preservation, and these ones are number 925 Cheltenham, 926 Repton, and 928 Stowe. Cheltenham is based at the Watercress line. I believe Repton is based at the North Yorkshire Moors line, and I'm not quite sure where Stowe is based. But if anyone knows, once again, put it in the comments, or I might put a little caption thing. But yeah, so these classes were designed for express when the Lord Nelsons were undergoing maintenance, but they also pulled freight trains and were designed for stopping passenger trains. So as I said, 3 of the class were in preservation. This particular one, 30924 Haileybury, was scrapped in 1965 at Eastleigh Works, ironically enough. So these classes were quite successful as they had a very capable pulling power, even though the British Railways only classed them under the 5p. Overall, the schools classes were very good locomotives, and that's all I can really say about them. So yeah, as I say, 3 are in preservation, 925 Repton, 926 Stowe, and 925 Cheltenham, 926 Repton, and 928 Stowe. So now we'll have a short running session with a pair of schools classes, who ironically enough are actually twins. Now, just before I do start the running session, some of you may be confused when I say that these engines are twins. That's because this other one is number 925 Cheltenham, the one that I told you about, who was at the Watercress line and is in preservation. So for anyone who has seen Cheltenham in preservation may know that the livery that you're about to see it in is inaccurate, as it's in the Southern Green livery. However, currently in preservation, it's in the British Railways green livery. I don't know why the Watercress line paints it in this livery, but I don't like it. The BR green doesn't suit it. As all of the schools class... Actually, no, that's a lie, sorry. 2 of them are now in BR green. Stowe is also in BR green. Repton is still carrying the Southern Railways olive green. It was nice to see a bit of diversity in the schools classes, but I'm not going to rant at the Watercress line, as they are a good railway and I love going there, and I often do. So, yeah, on with the running session. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video on the Southern Suburban 1957 edition by Hornby, and I'll see you all in the next video. Just remember to stay home, stay safe, and keep calm and build model railways. Bye for now.